Subscribe to my channel and press bell icon for latest updates.
Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Raghu here. In this class we will discuss about the objective of support vector machine, functional margin and geometric margin. This support vector machine is a bit complex to understand, but we have to understand because we use this support vector machine in many of the applications and we will get many of the placement questions on support vector machine. So please allot a 10 days time for understanding support vector machine. It needs at least 10 days time for understanding support vector machine. Please watch our classes again and again till you get the clarity, because it is very important to understand support vector machine. This is the toughest model which we face in machine learning. Okay, in our previous classes we already discussed about logistic regression, linear regression, like that different models has been discussed. We use the concepts which we already discussed in our previous classes wherever it's required in our support vector machine. So our assumption here is you are following us from the beginning of the classes. So please follow us from the beginning of the classes for better understanding of the complete machine learning subject. The link for the playlist is provided in the description below. So before going into the concept of support vector machine, let's have some basic geometric discussion. We use this discussion in support vector machine. That's why we are discussing this basic geometry here. Let's take an equation of the line. So this concept can be applied to any dimension. Here for understanding purpose and equation simplicity purpose, we are taking in two-dimensional coordinate system. If you take three-dimensional coordinate system, equation of the plane. If you take n-dimensional coordinate system, equation of the hyperplane. Here we are considering equation of the line in a two-dimensional coordinate system. We took some points. Some points are on this side of the line and some points are on the other side of the line, and one point is on the line. So let's check what happens if you substitute this point on the equation of the line. If you substitute, the equation of the line is given as a minus 0.4x minus y plus 9 is equal to 0, where w is equal to minus 0.4 comma minus 1 and b is given as 9. B means intercept term. In our previous classes we use this term as w naught, where w is equal to w1 and w2 is given as these values, and w naught is given as intercept term. Here we are using it as a b. So when we substitute 1 comma 3, this point on the equation of the line, what will happen? The value we are getting is 5.6. When we substitute 3 comma 5, the value we got is 2.8. When you substitute 5 comma 7, we got 0. Why we got 0? Because this point is on the line. That's why we got a 0. When we substitute 7 comma 9, we got a negative minus 2.8. So what we understand from these values, this point 1 comma 3 is away from the line. If the point is away from the line, we got the value is increasing. This point is not away from this, as this point is not away from this, so we got a value of 2.8. This point is 5 comma 7 is on the line, we got 0, and 7 comma 9 is a point that is on the other side of the line, so we got a negative value. So what we understand, the points that are on this side we are getting negative value, the points that are in this side we are getting positive value. If the point is away from the line, we will get a large value. If it is near to the line, we will get a small value. That's this concept. Please keep it in your mind. We use this concept in our support vector machine. So we'll take an example data set and understand what support vector machine is, what's the objective of support vector machine, and what's functional margin and what's geometric margin. The example data set which we consider here is cancer prediction data set. In this data set we are having two columns. What are those columns? Test 1 and test 2. So based on these two columns, these are input columns, based on the test values it is given that y means output, patient is having cancer or not. If the patient don't have cancer, it is given as 0. If the patient is having cancer, it is given as 1. This is the usual notation for given for a binary class classification data set. But here we use a different notation. What's that is? Patient don't have cancer means it will take it as -1. Patient is having cancer means we will take it as +1. Why we are using this notation, we will understand when we discuss about support vector machine. Next we will understand it, why we are taking this notation. This notation we already discussed in logistic regression. So if you follow our logistic regression, there we clearly used this notation. Why we are using this notation, so we already discussed it there. That's why we don't concentrate much on this concept. So we take this as -1 and +1. And one more assumption, this is our data set, this is our training data set. Here we are having 10 data points. Out of these 10 data points, 5 are positive data points and 5 are negative data points. And one more assumption here is our data set is linearly separable. What's that mean is, this is our data set, 5 positive points, 5 negative points. For understanding purpose, we have taken so much gap between these 2 points. Linearly separable means we can separate positive and negative points using an equation of a line. Or if it is 3-dimensional coordinate system, using an equation of a plane. If it is n-dimensional coordinate system, using an equation of a hyperplane. That's what linearly separable means. So this is our assumption which we are considering now. So now we consider this assumption and we will discuss support vector machine, how to apply support vector machine on data sets that are linearly separable. After completion of this concept, we will take out this assumption, means we will discuss how we apply support vector machines on not linearly separable data sets. For now, our assumption is our data set is linearly separable. Okay. So coming to this, so this is all about our support vector machine discussion. So the objective of support vector machine is we have to identify a line, because this data set is in 2-dimensional coordinate system. We have to identify a line. If it is in 3-dimensional coordinate system, we have to identify a plane. That's the objective of support vector machine. So it has to identify a line that separates this positive and negative data points. So here we have to identify a line. We can identify many lines. Out of these many lines, which line we have to identify, which line support vector machine will identify. So that's the objective of support vector machine. So the objective of support vector machine is identify a line that maximizes the minimum of functional margin. So you won't understand this definition now. We will discuss clearly, graphically, we will show you what's the objective of SVM means. First we have to understand what is meant by functional margin. Functional margin, gamma hat is given as is given by this equation yi w transpose xi plus b. This is the equation for functional margin. What's this equation? We will understand graphically. First, suppose our support vector machine has identified a line like this. This is the line our support vector machine identified. Assume that our support vector machine has identified this line, and this equation of the line is, we are taking the same equation of the line which we consider here for calculation purpose, because we already used this line. So the support vector machine identified a line. The equation of the line is this, -0.4 xi minus yi plus 9. So yi, so sorry, take it as t1i, t2i. T1, T2 means our data set test1, test2. So T1i, T2i. So -0.4 T1i minus T2i plus 9 is equal to 9. So yi, this equation of the line. So what we have to do is, what's our support vector machine do is, it will calculate the functional margin for all the training data points. How it will calculate means, suppose this is our first data point. What's the value we got? Yi means negative data point. And if you substitute test1 and test2 values in this equation, we are calculating the functional margin for all the data points. Take the first point, calculate functional margin. Take the second point, calculate functional margin. Take the third point, calculate functional margin. This is what our support vector machine will do is. So if you calculate, so if you substitute this point in this equation, yi is negative value. So this point is on the other side of the line. So if you substitute test1 and test2 values, what's the value you will get? Negative value. That's what we discussed here. If the point is on the other side, we'll get negative value. So negative into negative will get a positive value. The same way, if you take this point, suppose this is our second point, if you substitute this point, what's the yi value? Plus 1. if you substitute the test 1 and test 2 values in this equation, what's the value we will get? A positive value, because this point is on this side. So yi positive into positive will get positive value. Means if the point is correctly classified, means this is positive point, actually this is positive point, and it is, and our prediction we are doing it as a W transpose, we are getting positive value, means we do prediction as a positive value. So actual value into positive value, positive into positive, we get positive. If the total value is positive, means correctly classified. If you got negative value, means incorrectly classified. So this concept we already discussed in logistic regression. So that's why you're not concentrating much on this concept. So if you got this value positive, means correctly classified. If you got negative, means incorrectly classified. So if the functional margin value is positive, means correctly classified. If the functional margin value is negative, means incorrectly classified. So we have to calculate the functional margin for all the data points. Assume that if you calculate the functional margin for this point, you got it as 1. And if you calculate the functional margin for this point, we got it as 9. Okay, these points are already away from this point, means these are very distant from this line. If you calculate the functional margin, definitely we'll get a value above 1. And the same way, the remaining 4 points which are already away from this point, means if you calculate the functional margin, we'll definitely get above 9. So out of all the functional margins we calculated for the entire data set, training data set, what's the minimum functional margin we got? 1. So the objective of our support vector machine is maximize the minimum of functional margin. We have to maximize this. That's the objective of functional margin. Let's take another line like this. Suppose our support vector machine has identified this line. If we calculate functional margin for all the points, if you calculate the functional margin for this point, we got it as 5. If you calculate functional margin for this point, we got it as 5. So remaining values are above 5, above 5. So in these two lines, which line will be selected by our support vector machine? Obviously second line. This line is selected. Why this line is selected? Our objective of support vector machine is identify a line that maximizes the minimum functional margin. So this is the minimum functional margin 5. For this line, what's the minimum functional margin? 1. Which line is having the maximum minimum functional margin? Second line is having the maximum minimum functional margin. That the line will be identified. So that's the objective of support vector machine. But we are having some problem with the functional margin. Calculating functional margin, we are having some problem. What's the problem is, let's take the equation of the line like this: 0.4 xi plus minus yi plus 9 is equal to 0. That's our line equation. Our support vector machine has identified that line. We are calculating functional margin. We are having some problem with functional margin. What's the problem is, this line, this equation of the line, we are multiplying this equation of the line with the value 2. What will get? 0.8 xi minus 2yi plus 18 is equal to 0. Both the equations showing the same line. We can write different equations for the same line. For this line, we can write infinite equations. If you multiply by 10, we'll get another equation. That is also showing the same line. If you divide by 2, we can get different equation. So that is also showing the same line. So if you substitute, this is the important point. If you substitute 1,3 point in this line, what's the value we got? 5.6. If you substitute the same 1,3 value in this equation, we will get around 10 value. Means for the same line equation, if you are calculating the functional margin, this equation is getting the larger value. This equation is not getting the, equation is getting 5 value. This equation is getting value 10. Means we can scale the equation and we can maximize the functional margin. That's the problem we'll get in functional margin. So what's the problem? We are getting a scale variant. We can scale the equation and we can maximize the functional margin. We should not do like that. For the same equation of the line, for the same, if you consider this equation, if I consider this equation, if I calculate the functional margin for this point, you will get it as 5, I will get it as 10. Is it acceptable? What's our optimization problem do? What's the objective of our support vector machine? It will identify a functional margin, minimum functional margin, maximize the minimum functional margin. So we can maximize our functional margin by scaling the variables. So what we have to do, we need an equation that is scale invariant. You take any equation of the line, if you substitute the point, we have to get the same value, that is scale invariant equation. This we already discussed, means in our logistic regression, before the basics of logistic regression, we discussed that this is our scale invariant equation. What's this equation? Calculating the distance of a point from the equation of the line. So we use this key equation. This is same as our functional margin. So W transpose Xi plus B is a functional margin divided by what we are doing. We are dividing it with norm of W. All these basics are clearly discussed before logistic regression. So this equation we call it as geometric margin. Instead of using functional margin, what's the equation we use? Geometric margin. This is scale invariant. What's the meaning of scale invariant? Means you take this equation or this equation, if you substitute the point 1 comma 3 in this equation, we'll get the same value. We'll get the distance of the point 1 comma 3 to the equation of the line. This is scale invariant. So our new objective of support vector machine is identify a line that maximizes the minimum of geometric margin. Means we have to calculate geometric margin from now onwards. So we have to identify a line that maximizes the minimum geometric margin. That line will be identified by support vector machine. Okay, this geometric margin is given as a gamma and functional margin is given as gamma hat. Okay, what's the problem with functional margin? We can scale the equation and maximize the functional margin value. That's the problem we are getting with functional margin. So this point, why I am repeating it again, means we use this point in many times in our next classes. That's why I am repeating this concept again and again. Okay, this is all about functional margin, what's the objective of support vector machine, and geometric margin. Hope you understand the concept. If you have any questions regarding the concept, please post your questions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. Thank you.